Alright then, welcome back, and if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. So let's just continue building our products. And right here, what we need to do is install a package that lets us connect our app to Stripe. Okay, go to Stripe, create an account. You still be on test mode. Click on developers, then come to API keys. This is your publishable key, and this is your secret key. So I'm just going to copy this and just put it in my AMV. Like I told you, it's always good. It's a good practice to put your keys and all your secret data within your AMV file. So I'm just going to put all this within my AMV, and yeah. So let's go over to our AMV file, and yeah. So depending on the environment that you're working on, you can be working on a test environment, staging environment, development environment, and this environment might have different keys. So it's always good to actually specify everything right here. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to say Stripe. All right, so that's your secret key, and once you're done with that, let's just make this key. Okay, so that's your key, and yeah, so our key is within our AMV right now. So that's all we need to do, and we still need to like because I love to add it to my config, because I don't like using the AMV values direct, although I do it in some occasions, but I love to create a config. So I'm just going to call this Stripe within your config. You can just call it Stripe. Okay, anything relating to Stripe configuration is going to be set right here. Okay, so stripe.php, and right here, all we just need to do is say, sorry, all we just need to do is say PHP, and right here we just need to return an array, and right here we're just going to say public. Let's just close all this, and we can start using our case within our app right now. All right, we're going to use this package, which is Stripe. Stripe, add it to your required file and run composer install or composer update. That's going to add the package to your application. All right, so we just need to import some few things. The first thing we need to import is we need to use Stripe. Remember, we installed Stripe earlier, so we need to use Stripe from Stripe. Okay, yeah, and the next thing is we need to use Stripe section. Okay, because we need to actually create a section for the payments, which is going to return a payment link for us. So this will be Stripe slash checkout. Okay, checkout slash section. Okay, yeah, so basically this what we need to do, and the first thing we need to do right here is to initialize our Stripe by adding our key. Okay, so this will be set API key. All right, so that's set API keys. We want to get our API keys from the configuration that we created earlier. So this will be config. This is actually config. So remember, we created some configuration earlier, and this will be. So the next thing we need to do is to actually import, use the Stripe and Stripe checkout. And right here, we just do Stripe, and remember we did our secret key, and this is just to test if everything works okay. So just run this and everything works okay. I've tested it, it works okay. Is to create a section, and what the section is going to do is it's going to generate a section for us on Stripe dashboard, and it's going to give us a link to that section, and we can make payments with that link. So let's just go ahead and go to create a section. So I'm going to say $ section is going to be section create. Okay, so create, and this is going to be that. And well, this actually accepts some this method actually accepts some parameters. So the first parameter we're going to pass is the payment method that we actually want the user to use. So Stripe has a lot of payment method. I think they have the card, they have the bank, they have the cash app. So a lot of payment method. You can look this up online, but for this I'm going to add just three, which is the card. I want the user to be able to pay with the card. I also want them to be able to pay with cash app. Okay, so anyhow, and we also want them to pay with US bank account. Okay, so you can look all these payments up online and just add them to your um, app. So line items, which is the items that we actually want to pay for, is going to be the item we created right here. So this will be dollar sign line item. And the next thing that we need to do is the mode, and the mode is going to be a payment, because we're actually processing the payment. Okay, so this will be payment. Yeah, and the next thing is we need to actually set our successful. If the payment is successful, we need to redirect the user to a particular URL in our application that shows success. And if it's not, we need to actually show them a decline place or something. So I'm going to say success URL. Okay, we're still going to set we still have to set this success URL in our front-end application, which the user is practically interacting with. And this, I will advise you to put this within your AMV based on the environment you are. You can be in staging, development, or test environment. You can just put it in your EMV, the URL in your EMV, so it can be dynamic. I'm just going to add code it right here. So this will be HTTP. We don't actually have this route in our front end, but we can definitely create them. So localhost 3000 slash payment slash success. Okay, so that's what we're going to call the route. And let me just go ahead and duplicate this. This will be cancel. Okay, and this will be cancel URL. Okay, so if we should do that now, we've created a section. We need to actually return something to the user. So we need to return a response, and what the response is going to do is dollar sign section. So the response we're getting from that, uh and this will be URL. Okay, simple as that. And basically that's all. We can choose to add a status code, but if everything goes well, it's also a 200. So I think that's all, and try this now. All right, so no API key provided. Let's just see, we don't have an API key provided. If you check our AMV, this is actually Stripe key, and that's where the error is from. Yeah, so this is actually Stripe underscore key. Payment method, do you mean payment methods types? Yeah, I mean that. So so this is actually types, okay, not type. Okay, so third time is the charm. Let's just make sure everything looks complete and correct. And let's try this again. Yeah, so you can see the URL that we're getting right now. And if I should follow this in my browser, oh, so you can see those items right here. And we can go ahead and make payment, and you can see the payment method that I actually specify. Okay, so if we should try this and just do some random card, random 3 digits, and just pay, and you can see payment successful, and it will try and redirect us to this URL. This is actually 3000. Okay, so we've done everything related to the backend. We've done now. Let me just make this correction, and we can start making the front end part of this. So I'll see you in next video where we're actually going to be completing everything. Okay, so that will be all for now, and I'll see you in next video, guys.